Human beings are creatures of habit, and many of us are in debt. What habits have led us to this point? How did we get to the position where credit card bills, loan payments, and avoiding debt collector calls were all on our minds? Allow me to explain. Welcome to KG, the Inspiration Center for Future Billionaires. Mostly, it was a matter of habit. Thomas C. Corley's research has revealed what those habits are. Corley researched millionaires for 5 years as a financial planner and author. He didn't care about their financial plans. He was curious about how they lived, what they watched on television, and what they ate. Those behaviors can be just as important as picking the proper investments when it comes to accumulating wealth. Corley spoke with 233 persons who earn at least $160,000 per year and have a net worth of $3.2 million. The vast majority, 177 of them, had made it big on their own. Those creatures clearly have the habits necessary to amass money, but what about the opposite side of the equation? Are the lifestyles of low-income individuals similar? Corley interviewed 128 people with annual incomes of less than $35,000 and liquid assets of less than $5,000. The data show that wealthy people do, in fact, have rich habits, as Corley puts it. They limit their television viewing to 1 hour each day, keep track of their calories, and floss their teeth. Flossing takes commitment, even if you don't realize the connection between good oral hygiene and a healthy bank account. It's easy to fall into poverty habits if you don't have it, according to Corley. Here are 7 poverty behaviors that bind people to a life of poverty, if you want to become rich. 1. Make a strategy and establish goals. Goals are set by the wealthy. They make daily, weekly, and monthly targets lists and can tell you where they want to be in 20 years. Poor people make do with what they have. 95% of the poor people I interviewed had no strategy for their lives, Corley stated. Without a blueprint, without long-term goals, we're like leaves floating aimlessly through the air on a fall day. The bottom line is that you don't need to be wealthy to establish a strategy. If you want to be wealthy, you must have a strategy. 2. Don't go overboard with your spending. Saving money and investing is the simplest and safest way to build wealth. It's the equivalent of planting an acorn and seeing it grow into a tree. Obtaining an acorn to plant is a difficulty for millions of Americans. According to a 2018 Federal Reserve study, 4 out of 10 Americans would be unable to pay a $400 debt if it appeared out of the blue, let alone have an emergency reserve. It is now at 6%, the lowest level since the 2008 financial crisis, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. If you are barely able to pay your bills and are unable to save, the apparent option is to earn more money. That brings us to the next bad habit of poverty. 3. Create many income streams. Only 8.8% of women and 8.0% of men have 2 or more jobs, according to a 2019 Census Bureau study. Prior to making their first $1 million, Corley discovered that 65% of affluent people had set up at least 3 diverse streams of income. Poor folks only have one source of income, he wrote. They've put all their eggs in one basket. So, if you lose your work, have a medical emergency, or get behind on your obligations, your single source of income is unlikely to be enough to get you out of trouble. 4. Read to educate yourself. Wealthy folks not only work 2 jobs but also find time to read. They don't read David Eddings or Robert Jordan, on the other hand. They study self-improvement and education literature. Only 8% of low-income people read educational or self-improvement books, according to Corley's research. He wrote, "Success necessitates progress. You may achieve that progress by reading and educating yourself on a daily basis." 5. Stay away from toxic relationships. Psychology has a significant influence in accumulating money. It may sound trite, but having a positive mindset is essential. It's difficult to keep one if you hang out with folks who can't do anything. According to Corley, just 4% of low-income persons associate with success-minded people. He wrote, "You can only thrive in life if you surround yourself with the right kind of people. That is, people who are upbeat, optimistic, inquiring, and helpful." 6. Negative self-talk is bad for you. Only believing you're a loser is worse than being surrounded by losers in terms of mentality and money. My job is too demanding. It's not my fault, or I'm not smart enough. Do you say this to yourself? If you say it enough times, you'll believe it. You are wiring your brain for failure when you allow negativity to govern your thoughts, Corley wrote. You'll never be able to break free from your existing money or personal situation. These negative thoughts will be transformed into beliefs that function similarly to computer programs. 7. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Are you a couch slug who can't get enough nachos, beer, or French fries? If this is the case, you will almost certainly never be able to afford a new sofa. Making money necessitates determination and hard effort. Exercising and eating a well-balanced diet can assist. Managing your money and maintaining your health are two sides of the same coin. Corley wrote, poor health practices bring bad luck. This is the kind of luck that comes as a result of bad habits, bad behavior, and bad decisions. If you're a creature with more than a few of these behaviors, you might need some assistance getting out of debt. A non-profit debt management program is a tried and true method of debt relief. Certified counselors will work with creditors to bring interest rates and monthly payments down to manageable levels. They'll also educate you on budgeting skills that will set you on the path to financial success. They also realize that being in debt isn't something to be embarrassed about. Nobody is perfect, so the idea is to develop more positive habits than negative ones. Adopting one rich behavior has the impact of removing many poor habits, Corley stated. So, if you're in debt, cut down on your TV watching, read more, make plans, think optimistically, and look for additional sources of money. If you like this video, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any future videos. And don't forget to floss.